Hello everybody, what's up? This is Flash Static. Welcome to another video on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, The Dawn of a New Era. Today we're mixing things up a bit. We're not doing a solid archetype, we are doing two solid archetypes put together when you normally wouldn't see them together. So, without further ado, let's give it up for Blackluster Soldier and Blue Eyes. Okay, so I'm just gonna set all these so they have no idea what kind of deck I'm using. They're using Phantom Knights. And Mirror Force. Okay. Got a power boost, didn't see that coming. Summon White Spirit Dragon. Its effect to banish the face down. Okay. So I'm going to summon Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Synchro summon Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Activate the effect of Ancient White Stone to add White Spirit Dragon back to my hand. You know, because and battle phase. And my turn there. And let's see what they pull out of their hat. I know how Phantom Knights work. My last video was on them. I haven't drawn a single Blackluster Soldier related card yet. You can at least get me a Gateway to Chaos Field spell. I'm going to negate that effect. How are they going to do this? Ancient Cloak. Silent Boots. Break Sword. Break Sword effect. Yeah, I'm going to activate the effect of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon now. Summon Azure Eye Silver Dragon. Who their special summon back. Probably going to summon some it doesn't really matter what they summon unless it has more than 3,000 attack. It can't harm Azuri's. And you can't use Dark Rebellion's effect on Azuri's because of its effect. Okay, so I'm going to activate Twin Twister. No, Majar of Avarice. I was going to use that. Anyway. I'll attack Dark Rebellion. And I'll end my turn. I'm interested. Are they going to set a card face down? Is that what's going to happen? Yes, it is. They didn't even try to steal my attack. Boom. They're in deep shit. And Gateway to Chaos. I'll take that Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier. Thank you very much. And I'll end my turn. What are you gonna draw? Ragged Gloves? Without Dusty Boots, you can't. You won't be able to synchro. I mean, exceed summon. This is taking a while. Two face downs. Seems legit. Special summon Blue-Eyed Spirit Dragon. Then I'm going to activate Spirit Dragon's effect. Summon Azuri's. Next I'm going to activate the effect of Gateway to Chaos. To add Advanced Ritual Art to my hand. With Advanced Ritual Art, I can Ritual Summon by sending a normal monster from my deck to my grave. Okay. End phase. White Stone. Summon Blue Eyes. Now then, I think I pretty much know how to win now. And they're going to overlay. It's going to gain 3,000 attack. I mean, gain 1,000. And its attack will become 3,000. Can't destroy Azure Eyes. Wow. Okay. Well then, be back with the deck list. Okay, so here we have the deck list. Now this deck list is very diverse, and of course you can make changes. Most of these cards are of course in the TCG now, thanks to Shining Victories. However, there are still a lot of them that are still in the OCG. So let's get started. 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Obviously. 1 copy of Deep Eyes White Dragon. When a face-up Blue Eyes monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each Dragon-type monster with a different name in your graveyard. If this card is normal or special summoned, target 1 Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. This card's attack becomes equal to that monster's attack. If this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, destroy all cards. Wait, is that it? Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So basically, the highest attack this thing could get in this specific deck is 5,000, but since the chances to summon 5-head are slim, most of them would probably be about, the highest you can usually get is probably 4,000. Next, 1 copy Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Must first be special summoned by revealing 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon it once per turn. This way, this card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. So, another, I'll get into some combos later, but I'm just going to go over all the cards, the basic cards. 1 copy of Blacklist Soldier Envoy at the beginning, because as you can see, we have all these light monsters and dark monsters. And Earth. Not the point. So, of course, we all know what it does by now. Special summon by banishing 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard. Once per turn, you can activate 1 of these effects. Target 1 monster on the field, banish that target face up. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Or, during the damage step, if this attacking card destroys opponent's monster by battle, it can make a second attack in a row. Powerful. White Spirit Dragon. This card's always treated as a Blue Eyes monster. While this card is treated as a normal monster while in the hand or graveyard. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 spell trap card your opponent controls, banish it. During either player's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, you contribute this card, special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Awaken Guy the Fierce Knight. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 Blacklist Soldier monster from your hand or graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. When you ritual summon a Blacklist Soldier monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard as one of the monsters required for the ritual summon. All around good. Assault Wyvern, 2 copies. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can contribute this card, special summon 1 Dragon-type monster from your hand or graveyard, except Assault Wyvern. So, right away, you get a very powerful monster. You can summon Deep Eyes with this thing. It's absurd. Anyway, 2 copies of Manju of 10,000 hands. You know, when it's normal flip summon, add 1 ritual monster card or 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. Probably going to add the monsters to your hand, because the ritual spell cards, you can get those through the field spell. Ancient White Stone, once per turn during the end phase of this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. You can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Only use this effect once per turn. Level 1 tuner. Okay, 1 copy of Maiden. When it's targeted for attack, negate the attack, change the battle position, and then special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon for your hand, deck, or graveyard. During our player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon for your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use 1 effective Maiden with Eyes of Blue, 1 effective Maiden with Eyes of Blue per turn, and only once that turn. So, a lot of the stuff you already knew about, some of it you didn't. Just look at that Deep Eyes, though. Anyway, onto the ritual monsters. 2 copies of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon in caps. Max in caps. Another powerful looking monster. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos form, must be ritual summoned, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Sad, but true. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects. Good to know. Didn't know that until just now. This card attacks a defense position monster and inflict doubled piercing battle damage to your opponent. You saw what happened when I went over Ori Hulk with the Metamorphosis. This is crazy. And especially with this attack. Now, with Ori Hulk, it was somewhat acceptable because he had 2800 attack. This thing has 4000 freaking attack. If it attacks a defense position monster with 0 defense points, it's over. Just duel over. One attack can end the duel with this thing. 2 copies of Blacklist Soldier Super Soldier. You can ritual summon this card with Super Soldier Ritual. This card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack in the graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon 1 Gaia the Fierce Night monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only special summon Blacklist Super Soldier once per turn this way. So I'm just gonna go over some things. There are other Gaia Gaia the Fierce Knight cards. Here is a good one in particular. Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, if a monster whose attack is greater than this card's attack is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, you can have this card gain 700 attack until the end of this turn. Right away, you get a monster with 2300 attack who could boost its own attack to 3000. Insanity. Also, there's Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight, who you can normal summon without tributing, but its attack becomes 1900. Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, if you control no monsters, you can normal summon that monster without tributing. And then the regular Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, but I don't know why anybody would use him, except a deck that's focused around normal monsters, which this one isn't. Gospel of Revival. 2 copies. Target 1 level 7 or 8 Dragon type monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. If a Dragon type monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card instead. 1 copy of Polymerization. Just because. On to the nitty gritty. 2 copies of Trade-In. We all know what this does. Discard 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. Level 8. That's Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Blacklist Soldier Envoy at the beginning. White Spirit Dragon. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. And Blacklist Soldier Super Soldier. A majority of monsters in this deck are level 8, so trade-in can be used almost immediately. 1 Melody of the Awakening Dragon. You discard 1 card, add up to 2 Dragon type monsters with 3000 or more attack and 2500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. So usually you're going to want to add Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. However, if you have either one of those, or if you feel the situation demands for it, you can add Chaos Max to your hand instead. Which if you have the Ritual Spell card, then you might want to add Chaos Max and Blue Eyes White Dragon to your hand. Just saying. Next, copy of Dragon's Mirror. Just fusion summon a Dragon type monster by banishing the materials from your field or grave. 2 copies of Chaos Form. This card can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Black Luster Soldier ritual monster. This is the main ritual spell card of the deck. However, you can also use the other one. Both different types of of ritual spells can be used to ritual summon either ritual monster from this deck. Ritual. Rituals everywhere. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician from your graveyard. whose total levels exactly equal the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. So the chaos, yep, only 2 chaos ritual monsters, and then 2 blacklist soldiers. So you can only ritual summon 4 different monsters with this card. However, I decided to keep the 2 most useful ones, because Magician of Black Chaos and the regular blacklist soldier don't have any effects. Now, if you want to go into a deck that's not really effect-based and more normal monster-based, then those would be the way to go. 1 copy of Advanced Ritual Art. This card can be used to ritual summon any 1 ritual monster in your hand. You must also send normal monsters from your deck to your graveyard whose total levels equal the level of that ritual monster. Oh my god, I'm just having a flashback to where I had Chaos Max, Super Soldier, and Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend on the field at the same time. And Assault Wyvern too. So, he was already doomed anyway, but... Anyway, 1 copy of Twin Twister Quick Play spell, discard 1 card, and target up to 2 spell trap cards on the field, destroy them. So for the cost of 1 measly card, you can destroy 2 of your opponents. 2 copies of Gateway of Chaos. This field spell is central to a lot of the searching for ritual spell cards and ritual monsters. If you don't have any Manju, this is what you're gonna need. When this card is activated, add 1 Blacklist Soldier Ritual Monster or 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand. Each time a monster card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, place 1 spell counter on this card for each of those cards, max 6. Once per turn, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, add 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 Gateway to Chaos per turn. I don't know what to say. This is a good field spell as it allows you to add either of these to your hand by getting rid of just 3 what kind of spell counters. So that's not that bad. 1 copy of Photon Rising Stream. When a face-up light dragon type monster you control is targeted for an attack, the attack target gains attack equal to the attacking monster's attack until the end of the damage step. So combine this with Assault Wyvern, you can destroy any monster. By battle, that is. And then special summon any dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard, except Assault Wyvern. And Chaos Max, because you can only ritual summon that. 1 copy of Mirror Force. 1 copy of Jar of Avarice, shuffle 5 cards back into your deck and then draw 1. 1 copy of Safe Zone. Now you can use this with Maiden for just completely locking down any options. It makes almost a perfect shield. The only way to disrupt that perfect shield is destroying Safe Zone. Anyway, yeah, I forgot to go over it. Activate this card by targeting 1 face-up attack position monster on the field. The face-up monster cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, or it can be destroyed by battle. It cannot attack your opponent directly. Doesn't really matter considering it has 0 attack anyway. But when this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Combine that with Maiden's effects. It's really good. 2 copies Call to Hind, special summon from the grave. Onto the extra deck. 5-head dragon. Just need 5 dragons. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons are needed. At the end of the damage step, if this fusion summon card attacked and is the only face-up card you control, you can send 1 Blue Eyes Fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can attack again in a row. You can only use this effect once per turn. Can you only use this effect up to twice per turn. So this thing can attack 3 times. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster or monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So even in the grave, this thing is used. One copy of Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Need 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Must be fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard, in which case you do not use polymerization. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be destroyed by battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks the opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster on the field. So if that monster doesn't go, you make it go. One copy of... What the heck is with that name on top? Anyway, one copy of First of the Dragons. 2 normal monsters. Really easy to get out. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned other ways. You can only control 1 First of the Dragons. This card cannot be destroyed by battle except with it's a normal monster and it's unaffected by other monsters' effects. Just a little, shield from effect monsters. 2 copies of Azure Silver Dragon, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner normal monsters. When this card is special summoned, Dragon type monster you currently control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target 1 normal type monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So, I'll get into this later. Just, you're going to want to have as many Dragon type monsters as you can on the field before you summon this. Now, if there's no other way to get any more on the field that turn, just go ahead and summon it. 2 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner Blue Eyes monsters. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. RIP Pendulum users. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated in the graveyard, you can negate the activation. Simple enough. During either player's turn, you contribute this synchro summon card. Special summon 1 light dragon type monster from your extra deck in defense position, but destroy it during the end phase. However, since Azure Silver Dragon, its effect would activate when special summoned, it's not destroyed. 1 copy of Scarlight, for those pesky special summon monsters. Yeah, the only way you can really get this is if you have a Gaia monster and either Maiden or Stone. We'll get into full armor in a second. 1 copy of number 46, Dragluon. You need 2 level 8 dragon type monsters. Once per turn, if you control no other monsters, you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card, then activate 1 of these effects. Special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand. Target 1 dragon type monster your opponent controls to take control of that target, or dragon type monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects until the end of your opponent's turn. So this card excels against dragon types, type decks. Number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. It's a mouthful. 2 level 8 monsters. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a spell card or effect is activated on the field, you can negate the effect, and if you do, attach that card to this card as an Exceeds material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card, change the attack target to this card, and perform damage calculation. If a face-up Exceeds monster you control is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target a 1 face-up Exceeds monster you control against attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attack. Things could get crazy. 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. This card just recently appeared in the anime, and it will be released on the 14th in Japan. So that's pretty cool. 2 level 8 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card. Then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Other monsters you control cannot attack directly for the rest of the turn. Also take control of that target until the end phase, but its effects are negated. Its attack becomes 3000 and its name becomes Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Boom. It's just... You take control of your opponent's monster. It gets 3000 attack. It can attack, and then you can attack with this directly. Jeez. Thunder and Dragon 2, level 8 normal monsters. You can detach 1 Exceeds material from this card, destroy all other monsters on the field. And finally, 2 level 4 dragon type monsters to Exceed summon Galaxy Stealth Dragon. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceed material from this card, special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand. Other Galaxy cards you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Now, back onto Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. The purpose of this is you can overlay this on top of Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, and of course, you can detach one Xyz material. Discard target one face-up monster your opponent controls destroyed. And this thing has 4,000 attack, so it's just damn. Anyway, some other cards you can put in here. In the extra deck, you can put in Heliopolis. Let me just show you. I'm not going to go over the name. I mean, I'm not going to go over the abilities, but Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis is a good one. Aegeon the Sea Castrum. That's a good one too. And for your deck, you can add more Melee Awakening Dragon, add more Ritual support. There's a lot of possibilities. So, when it comes to strategy, some of the best strategy is to, for instance, I've run into this situation a lot, where you have a copy of Trade-In, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon in your hand. Obviously, you special summon an Alternative Dragon first, then activate Trade-In, discard Blue Eyes White Dragon, draw 2. So, simple stuff like that, really. There's not really much I could tell you. A lot of the strategy is straightforward. I mean, I couldn't have made any complex strategies in the short amount of time I had. So, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click that like button down below and subscribe. And also, if you want to see a certain deck made, a certain archetype, maybe 2 archetypes put together, leave a comment down below. If you have any suggestions or questions about this deck, also leave a comment down below. I want to hear your opinions. Anyway, until next time, this has been Flashstack, and I will see you all later.